I have hit the button. We should be live for
Ah,
another Monday that we have absolutely no idea what we're going to talk about.
um, I see Phil's already in here.
Yeah, Phil McCrevis.
I wonder if Jenna will be joining us tonight.
You setting you setting nicknames in the chat always throws me off because like I saw Theron come up as Phil. Well, I saw a name Phil. I'm like, who the hell's Phil? I'm like, when did we have a
Yeah. Wait, we're on.
like? I know some of our team drivers aren't that cooperative in the chat, but like I was pretty surprised that we would have had a Phil that I didn't know about.
Yeah, wait, it's been 7 months and I've just seen this film.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. We're on month 11, and there's a Phil in the group chat. I don't know. Cool.
Yeah.
Evening, everybody. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. It is officially hoodie and flannel season here. It's cold. I don't like it. It's supposed to be like 32 tonight. Not
Oh
cool.
God, what?
Yeah.
Dude, it shoot last Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember which day. It was like 42 in the morning. The like I have this like 6.5 foot tall cactus on my balcony. It was not liking
It was
West weather.
pissed, huh?
But and then the next day it was like 70 again. It was so weird. It's like
Huh.
you left your windows open at your house and it blew down here or something.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's not cool.
It's cold.
Yeah. That's a beautiful day for us in northern Michigan. I can only imagine what the temperature is in northern Michigan currently, but in northern Indiana, I don't like it. It's too cold.
They're they're doing the ice racing already up there out here.
Probably, probably. So anyway, last Monday we missed because I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but my wife had to go to Vegas for SEMA and Apex for work, and I had to drive her to Grand Rapids to fly out of Grand Rapids instead of South Bend because their social media girl lives in like Lansing or something and was flying out of Grand Rapids, and they didn't want her to have to fly by herself. So
Yeah,
I
that
had
sounds
to
scary.
so I had to drive 2 hours each way to drop my wife off and pick my wife up. So I spent like 9 hours of my week last week driving to Grand Rapids and back. So anyway, that's why I missed last Monday was because I was doing my daddy and husband duties of delivering my wife to the airport and then putting my son to bed and doing all that crap. So, yeah,
Same.
stupid.
I shoot, I think it was Monday actually. Dude, so I pulled the trigger on that bamboo. Um I think I put in the order Saturday night. And like Sunday's not it's not a
Yeah,
regular business day.
right.
Um I think I got that printer. I think it was Monday. Yeah, I got the printer Monday and I got my filaments Tuesday. Like it was alarmingly fast.
It's pretty solid.
So it's
What
kind
are
of what
what are
I
your
was looking on Monday.
what are your first thoughts?
I should have got one sooner. I knew this
Shouldn't
was
have
going to be
shouldn't have bought the last shouldn't have bought the last printer and should have just bought a bamboo
yeah.
instead.
Well, I mean, I got a good deal on that printer, but I'm not quite like the printer set. I'm not a like I know like software, but I don't know 3D printer parameters stuff like that. So
Yeah,
if you are like if you do know that stuff, I think you would get better prints than what I was getting. But I just couldn't get like good prints at all. So the bamboo is pretty much like printer for dummies. I loaded my file, threw it in there, and bada bing, bada boom. Like pretty awesome prints right off the hit.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of this is the like the green filament they give you. I could not start printing stuff right away, but like
Yeah,
even just like
absolutely.
those nut inserts that we've been doing on our 3D stuff. When I'm prototyping like a new DSM, um, I want to make sure that nut insert's right, but the old printer, it was always warped. So I was sending you files to print to double check because I
Yeah.
wasn't getting consistent stuff. And, you know, if it prints really quick, I can adjust it and have a new prototype piece the same night, just super fast. But with that printer and the inaccuracies and warpage, it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So
Yeah.
I already have a filament dryer. I already have the hardened nozzle. So I got the P1S, so it doesn't come with the hardened
Yeah.
nozzle for the filament fiber.
Yeah. You got the
Filament.
same one I did.
Yeah, so I had to get the hardened extruder gears and then the hardened nozzle, and then I
See, I
got
didn't even do that
yeah. I think you could probably be okay for a while.
for a while. I mean, what's it? The worst? It's just gonna wear it out. So like,
Yeah.
what?
So yeah, that nozzle was like $34 with the fan. Like I got a
Yeah,
complete
it's the complete hot end. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and I got a filament dryer, and I probably have like another extra like $100 into it, not including any filaments.
Yeah.
So I'm still cheaper than the X1 carbon by like
Yeah.
200 or $300 because it's on sale right now at 150 off regular
Man, I think
price.
I've been thinking about buying the AMS just because it's on sale. I don't know
Yeah.
that I don't know that I care much about multicolor prints, but multi materials, like having it already loaded, not
Yeah.
having to not having to go back and forth and unload and reload different materials, maybe.
I think you can. I was almost contemplating that for this reason. Um, I did print this. It's already treed up. This is the same design we had on like shapeways and stuff.
What
It's one
orientation did
piece.
you do those in?
I did it vertically,
Okay.
but you would just break it off and yada yada. But
Yeah.
um, I was curious about the AMS because I did the tree supports. I'm pretty sure, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can do supports out of a different material,
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah.
but
But
I
then
think
you're
it's gonna
doing a
take
material
time.
purge and all that other crap.
Yeah, it might be like a time thing, but
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the filaments. Um, it'd be cool to like mess around with some of the like really nice nylon stuff, but maybe not have like a ton of support action because
Yeah.
that's just pure waste.
Yeah. Um, missing a ton of chats. Hello everybody. Um,
Thanks for joining us, guys.
yeah, hello from Greenwood,
First
Indiana,
off,
not far away. One of Bamboo's warehouses is in New Jersey, so half the time I get things next day. That's nice. Itching to replace my Bamboo, itching to replace my Ender 3 with a Bamboo. Need a better PC to design my own parts. Just get the Bamboo now.
just do it. It's 150 off too. I think
Yeah,
the P1S or whatever I got was normally what was it like 799,
yeah,
but it's
700, 799. Yeah.
549 right now. I think is what I paid for it. I think
Uh,
it's
Bamboo
pretty
printers
cheap.
are awesome. Customer service is a nightmare. I've heard that they have a lot of like red tape. They're like very by the book on customer service warranty stuff. Like you're talking to a human, but it's like talking to a robot. The way they basically stick to the script.
Yeah.
Just put money down on a new Creality. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe I may be a masochist. Well, the K2 Plus that you said is what I believe to be similar to the Bamboo, so I don't think you'll have an issue with that stuff. Um, The
I got
ABS
booted
glass
out.
fill is nice. I can lower the infill and still have the strength of 100%. I haven't messed with any of the ABS or anything like that. I've got PLACF, and it works really well. I
Yeah.
really like the PLACF, but I haven't messed with anything above that.
I just messed with that last night actually. So this is like the PLA, and you're not gonna see like a print quality. Well, yeah, you'll see. Um, anyway, the big thing I did on the CF was I upped the wall thickness to like 5 layers or something like that, and I think that's kind of a cool little move there, as far as like not having like 90% infill for no reason. You can just kind of up the wall thickness.
Yeah. Or
But
you just machine them out of Delrin, and then you don't have to think about print quality.
I haven't even seen that yet. What the heck? Um,
I need to mail. I'm going to mail you 3 of them. I've got
okay.
3 of them done. But one thing I did mess up on them is where I guess showing this, we're kind of giving something away here a little bit. But machining this, I forgot to delete this chamfer off the edge. So like
Yeah.
where it meets the frame or it meets the chassis, there's going to be a chamfer there on the 3 that I send you.
Yeah.
On production versions, that won't be there. It'll be flat to the frame rails. But this is a skid plate, clearly slotted type, multi-fit skid, very small form factor. I guess I don't know if I should show this other skid because I don't know if that vendor wants me to show this other skid, but I will show the side of it. This skid that I've got, comparing to the size of this other skid, is for a mini class crawler. It's a tiny little crawler. So like you can see they're fairly similar in size. The mini crawler versus a non-mini skid
Yeah.
plate.
Well,
But I don't know if that vendor wants me to show those skids. I don't know if he wants people to know that I made them or not. So I'm not going to show them.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, I'm happy to see that out of Delrin because that's my very first. I think I might have saw like a picture somewhere, or maybe in the chat. But honestly, I've been so busy lately. um, yeah, no, it's cool to see that. Yeah, 3D printed ones are nice, but you can really beat the Delrin.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It fits. If it fits, it ships, right?
Yeah.
One thing I showed the last time you weren't on here. I showed one of my BECs for my rockabilly, and I showed everybody how small it was, and everybody was blown away. I found my other package of BECs that are smaller than those. Theron's in the chat, so he's going to chastise me, but I'm going to get up real quick. All right, so this is the BEC I use in my rockabilly. Tiny little BEC. This is the BEC that is in my four-wheel steer Pro Mod. Just a tiny little guy. So I found the other baggie of found my other baggie of BECs to show off. Put all the new stuff up so we can push buy. Yeah, not yet. Close, but not yet. One thing that is up though that's new is links. I got the links for the Pace Setter and Oracle running on the Swiss. It spits out completed parts. There's only a few sets up right now because I don't have a lot of rod ends, but they are ready to rip for the Pace Setter chassis. The longer links, like what we would need for the high-low or something like that, there's extra steps that I have to do in the programming because the links are longer than the throw of the machine. So basically, you have to push them out, unclamp, back the chuck off, clamp, push them out, unclamp, back the chuck off. It's a depend. I think the max throw on the machine's like 140 millimeters or something like that. And we're talking 100, 170, 180, 190 millimeter links, and it just can't do it. So
Yeah.
it's extra steps and more learning I have to do to be able to do those. But I was happy to get these, happy to get it functioning and have a finished product come out of the machine. So
Cool. You don't have to wait a month and a half.
yeah. How long till you guys have panhard mounts back in stock? Do you have panhard mounts?
I know I do, but you're up, so I'm not going to get up at the same time.
I have 3. Yeah,
I know I got.
I have.
All right, I'll be right back. I know I got a bunch actually.
I have
Probably
3.
a dozen, if not more.
I guess we're getting up. We're getting up all night tonight. I guess. Toby, Jake, how's it going? That's twice for me. Yeah, I know. We'll see how many more times I get up tonight. Oh, well, Wesley's gone. I became a PC repairman, man, because the fan on my laptop, for those of you who are frequenters, know that my fan was taking a crap on this MacBook. So I finally ordered a replacement fan and replaced the fan on it. It no longer makes cow noises at me, so I'd say this fan is probably junk. Where did you find those tiny BECs? I've seen some bigger ones, but nothing that small. Amazon. The issue with these things is they're not super powerful. However, for me, the only thing I'm running off of these BECs is either shift servos or just the receiver. Like on my Rockabilly and my Jimmy's, it's the one BEC is running 2 shift servos and the receiver, and I haven't had any issues with it. So just search BEC on Amazon and find one that fits in your voltage range. Both of these, I believe this little one is 6S capable, but the smaller one is only 4S capable.
I got a lot.
Yeah, okay. The lawnmower race you covered was a riot. So that's okay. So I did a live streaming the tractor race. And the reason I did it was because the last time I went live during one of those tractor races, it got over 2 million views. Now this time the view count was not that. However, that is the most fun you and your buddies can have for under $100. You can find beat up, broke down lawn tractors on Marketplace for under $100, and you can just beat the brakes off them things for hours at a time. Smash into each other, run over whatever you want to try to run over, and it doesn't matter. When you're done with them, you take them to the scrapyard or you put them out by the road with a free sign on them, and somebody will pick it up.
Free.
You put a free sign on it, you don't have to worry about it.
I have over 20.
You have over 20.
Yeah, you can put 20 down on.
Okay, let's see. Products.
$10 part with $10 shipping. Buy something else.
Yeah.
I hate seeing
aluminum panhard mounts in stock, 20. Done. One thing I am going to do, and I guess we can talk out loud about this, I've already set up on the website. There you can link like a Teespring store for merch and whatever. I'm just gonna do that. I I don't like spending thousands of dollars on merch for it to sit on the shelf for a year plus. Shirts and stuff typically sell best at events. And if there aren't any big events other than Crawlapalooza that we're going to, it's hard to justify having multiple thousands of dollars of merch on the shelf.
Yeah.
I know that team drivers really want shirts, and that's a different hurdle that I have to jump. But for the general public stuff, I'm just gonna logo up some T-shirts and hoodies and hats and whatever, and they can order them straight through the link. Otherwise, I'm sitting on a bunch of shirts and hats on the shelf that just sit. I think the last big batch of shirts took a year and a half to sell out of.
I think you sent me all the mediums.
I did. I think I did send you the last like 4 or 5 mediums because the stuff
Mediums
doesn't
aren't
sell unless you're at
too
events.
mediums aren't too popular, as
Yeah.
as we found out.
Um, I've had good luck with the Castle Nano BEC. I haven't tried one of those yet. Driving back from the beach, that sounds warm.
Who's
I'm
Greg?
down to mower race. Checkered.
Oh. Hmm.
Need a brazen booth at Pearland by the Fire next year? Maybe.
Dude, yeah, I could probably be talked into that.
I guess I can have my own shirts made. So like, Theron, being a team driver, like, I need to do that for the team. But like, I think I need to try to organize it better before I try to order shirts and stuff because I don't know what size everybody wears and I don't know how many everybody wants and just is what it is. But also, we do have the logo files on our website for people to download. And if you're not selling shirts, I don't care if you use the logos for stickers and shirts for yourself, but selling them, we might have a conversation. But doing stuff for yourself, I don't care about that. Any info on a Class 2 chassis yet? We have multiple
Who are you
Class
talking to? No, I'm just kidding. Who do you
Our
know?
our entire website, chassis wise, can be used in Class 2. How many chassis do we have on the website? Like 12?
Yeah, I'm looking at I just got a bunch of the bullets. I'm almost thinking what's the cheapest I'd be okay with letting those go for? Like, what about like a $50 Black Friday sale? Well, I'm definitely losing because the shock hoops added to it.
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah. You told me 3 weeks ago to hold off and wait. Okay, so
that was like, yeah, okay.
that was a couple weeks ago. I caught some flack from the team at Crawlapalooza for the hats. I wasn't there to give you flack, so I don't know.
Theron, every time I saw you, I think you were sleeping in a chair. So it wasn't me.
Gave him more flack for sleeping than anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about the new stuff the team was running or no?
I'm looking at them. I mean, everything's ready to rock.
It's up to you. Darren says that was only one night.
That's all it takes. I took 7 weeks of pictures from that one night.
You could change Darren's profile picture a bunch of times.
Yeah. I just feel like drool come out the side of his mouth.
Yeah. SLZ, how's it going? One thing I've been working on this pro mod build. Josh finally got a hood design, so I printed the hood for this.
The New Balance hood. Oh wait,
Yeah,
I mean
New Balance.
Yeah.
I haven't printed the louvers yet. This hood is going to be tricky to print orientation wise because there's so many different. It curves this way. It curves this way. It's so complex that there's imperfections in it in the printing, and I don't think I can leave it like that. It's probably going to be fairly hard. Okay, there you can see like behind the louver area. So that's where the tree. So I printed it basically standing straight up, and there was a tree support to support this cutout, and that's where the tree support was touching it, and it like imprinted on the front.
From the underside of the hood, or did the tree go on the top?
From the underside.
Okay. I was like, you probably placed it like this, but that's how you orientated it.
I stood it straight up. This was actually the second print. I think I threw the first print away because I was like, that's ass. Oh no, it's right here. I printed it straight down.
Mm-hmm.
Printed it like flat as it could be, and like I can't. I can't run that. That's just terrible. I can't.
Like
I can't do that.
Topography thing, man.
Yeah, but that was printed flat, and this one was printed almost vertical. Like it was just off of vertical. So I may have to change the angle of that. The nice thing is it only takes like an hour and a half to print, so it's not like a forever thing.
Dude,
and I could probably just sand it, but like I don't know. So that's what I was waiting on it to print today was this hood. The Night Customs optic hood I print on an angle, almost 45 degrees. Yeah, I could see that. I don't want to have a bunch of weird layer lines in it, and it just like it showed the supports instead. I don't have the engine over here. Josh designed a 6-cylinder for it, but the problem is when I built this truck and I took it to the comp, it had a 56 spur gear on it, and I wanted it to be slower. I wanted better low speed control. I had all the wheel speed I could ever need running 4S, but I wanted better bottom end control. So I switched to a 60. And the very next day, he designed the engine, the scale engine, off of a 52 tooth spur. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to order a 52 spur or just not run the scale engine. I think I'd rather have the performance that I want instead of the look of an engine. But I don't know.
What KV
I'd rather have it
running?
It's a Revolver 540 SS Team Spec. I don't know, whatever that is. 2200, I think. I don't know. It doesn't say on the can what it is. It was fairly spicy. Can't see the engine anyway. I know you can't see, especially when you do there's inner fenders and everything that are going to go in it. You're literally not going to see the engine. So I think I'm gonna just go the way that makes it drive the way I want it to drive. I don't know. I printed the engine anyway, but just don't know if I'm going to be able to use it. I don't know if I don't remember who was the person asking multiple times about this, but if you're in the chat, let me know. But it was the forward skid front line, but in a class 1 legal flat skid. I had said that I was going to cut one and that I wanted to test fit the parts for the CMS. I can't find my CMS stuff for this. I either misplaced it. I know I had it bagged up and I sealed the bag and I wrote on the bag CMS stuff. It even had the panhard bar and the steering link in it and a panhard mount in it. I know I sealed it up and I know I labeled it, but I might have given it to Hibner. I haven't asked him yet if I gave it to him.
I'd blame him right away, too.
I haven't asked him if I gave it to him, but I think I did. Regardless, I did test print the chassis, and I know that I messed up a couple of holes on the front here that I didn't change the angle of that have to be changed. But also, everything else looks like it's going to work other than obviously the sliders are manufactured at an angle, so they look a little funky. But if you wanted a forward flat skid Vanquish style, VRD style chassis, I do have a test one made, and it appears that it'll work other than the 2 holes I need to move. Basically, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like eight holes on the chassis that all tie together, and they're all at an angle obviously in the angled skid chassis. And when I flattened out everything, I forgot the front two holes for the front trans mount. So if you're in the chat tonight, I have worked on it. I have done it. What do you got the Forerunner out for?
I was gonna run it Sunday, but I realized that I had basically another leaf spring that was gonna break in 2 pieces, and then I had cracked the A-pillar and the door frame. So I was like, I need to.
So basically, it's totaled, and you're gonna send it to me.
Yeah, I need to give her some TLC. The leaf's comical at this point. Basically, it's it does this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see another thing. Since I have this accurate 3D printer, I think I'm gonna make new shock mounts because these are just I trimmed ears off of an axle or something like that, and they're not. It like rotates. It's kind of like active damping. Not ideal. But
it's got active travel management.
Yeah. Also, for everyone with the shackle behind, this is the most ideal way to run leaves. Fight me.
Fight me.
And I know that because I think I have 3,300 kV in this, and shackle behind axle tears out all the drivetrain. So this is a link now, effectively, so your drive shaft doesn't get exploded apart. Since everyone's a leaf spring pro. But I made this in 2017.
Also, one thing
I don't run 120 mil shocks, though. That is kind of cool. Is
Yeah.
that too much flex? I do have limiting straps. It's link rear. Um,
I forgot you linked the rear of that.
yeah, I just did not. Leaf spring front, just for the pictures. It looks cool. You never really see the rear end. And I think at this time I liked more rear flex than front flex. So that was another characteristic that I wanted to like keep.
I mean, I think that's still how you build your trucks.
It's kind of changing, but yeah, for the most part.
I mean, any forward skid chassis, the length of the links affects the travel of the suspension relative to the shock length. Obviously, if you have 80 millimeter shocks on it, they're only going to go as far as the shock can go. But the longer the link, the more the suspension is capable of traveling. And when you're running a majorly forward biased skid, your potential travel in the rear is a lot.
Yeah.
That's why you can get away with hard mounting the front suspension or
Yeah.
strutting the front suspension with literally no flex at all and just let the rear do the job. But at that point, you're dealing with all kinds of body roll too, though. So
The old 1,000-mile truck.
I bet it's got more than that on it.
Yeah, that's when I had that motor. That's when I sent the motor up to get rebuilt. I think I had actually logged about eight or 900 miles.
Yeah,
But dude, we're doing every weekend, man. All like meet up in the morning, get back to the parking lot at like 3 or 4 p.m.
yeah,
That was like the peak of the local club, I think. Now it's like pulling teeth to get people to come out. I mean, granted, I don't really like host stuff out anymore because I think I've done like one or two, but like no one shows up. It's kind of sad.
yeah. Just go by yourself. That's all you can do. I saw you
It's
did
so fun.
another downhill race this weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, there was the other. It's the downhill series put on by the local bike park. That's a kind of a tough class. I'm in like the Cat 1 is like the expert. It's not the pro class, but it's the expert. But that they have an age range on that from 16 to 39 years old, um, which is, I mean, let's be honest. The kids are fast. They break something and they bounce back in like a week or two. um,
yeah.
and I got to work on Monday, but I still did pretty good. I broke a chain about midway down, and still got third place, so I'm cool with that.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. I'll take that result.
Yeah,
But
not
there's
bad for an old
actually,
man.
yeah, I know they're they look kind of sad, man, when they're not on the podium and some old dude is.
Yeah,
I I think
yeah.
I'm probably the oldest person on that podium. I don't think anybody's over 34.
Probably not.
So, dang, I didn't think about that till now. But what I have noticed is people that
I've
transfer.
I've
Go ahead.
almost aged out of that class. So
Yeah. Well, they got a 40 plus.
yeah, vet class.
The
Cool.
dude, actually, one of the dudes in that class got pretty close to my time. But what I figured out is it's all the people that did BMXing back in the day. They know how to like handle like a big mountain bike. So if
Yeah.
you're bored with the BMXing, get into mountain bike racing. I think you'll be surprised with how easy it is to transfer over.
Do they allow like Stark Vargs and stuff like that?
No, no.
I mean, you can
You
beat a Stark on a regular downhill bike. They already proved that at the one
on
event, didn't
the
they?
yeah, on the Red Bull Hardline. Uh,
Yeah. Mountain
track
bike was faster down the hill.
than a big old K. What does he ride? KTM 300X,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. It's just nimble. There's some stuff that is, you kind of tear through.
yeah.
But honestly, it's not. It's a weight thing. It's not a width thing because my handlebars are as wide as a dirt bike.
Yeah.
My handlebars are like 800 mil wide, and we measured my coworker's dirt bike, and they were about 800.
Yeah, it's a weight and braking distance. I mean, you're
Yeah,
trying to stop that bike. You lock up the tire and you go a lot faster.
yeah.
So, breaking a chain, that's a pretty simple fix. Did it actually break the chain, or did it pop the master link apart? Or you probably don't
It,
even know. You probably didn't even go get it.
no, oh yeah, no. The chain was still. So I think it broke like halfway down the course. And it gets pretty steep the later part. So I wasn't actually even pedaling anyway. I was more mitigating like brake and turn in. So the chain was still on the bike when I finished. I heard it though. I was like, something is loud. Like, yeah, like there's a new noise. We'll
There's an
see what
extra
it is.
noise.
Yeah.
The chain beating the hell out of the rear spokes or something.
Yeah, slapping the rocks too.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
I I put a new master link on it yesterday because the master link's pretty evident. The chain's silver, but the link's black, so I broke the master link somehow. But there's some nice like grind marks on the chain. I think overall I need a new chain, but we're trying to get to a BMX jam yesterday, so the chain was fine for that.
Yeah.
Some people sent
Yeah. It'll be
BMX
fine.
parts.
Cool. The weekend before. No, that was 2 weeks before that. You were at Circuit of the Americas. We talked about that already.
Rally. Oh, I was at the rally ready.
Oh, that's what it was. Was the rally stuff the weekend before? That was cool.
Dude, yeah, that was actually yeah. If you're local to that, go. That was pretty cool.
See any
I
cool
haven't-
wrecks or anything?
No, everyone's pretty controlled. So boring. um,
That's
no,
unfortunate.
something about cars going about 70 to 90 mile an hour in the woods. I kind of hope no one wrecks because usually trees don't take kindly to the cars.
No, when you got cars going mock Jesus through the trees, it's usually best that they don't crash.
Yeah. I think it's fun for video games, but or maybe when you're a kid, it's like, whoa, cool. But you're like, you look at it with the adult perspective, and you're like, oh man,
That dude almost died.
yeah. Then you start to like think about the waiver you already signed, saying that you're there under your own free will and you take responsibility.
And you have your own health insurance.
Yeah. You're like, oh boy.
Yeah. They made everybody sign waivers at the tractor race too, even just the spectators.
Yeah. In case one of them Briggs and Strattons get a little wild.
Hey man, they can get away from you.
Yeah, you put that thing
All the seat safeties are disconnected, so if you fall off the fucker, it's gonna keep on keeping on.
it's like a jet ski without your little cord.
Yeah, without the tether. Yeah.
You got
They
torque
keep on
those
ripping.
bad boys.
Hey. It sounds ridiculous to think that you could fall off a garden tractor, but it happens. My buddy Al that was hosting the race, there was one of the big dirt hills. His tractor was heavily modified and goes like 20 something miles an hour. He actually like jumped off the backside of it and it nosed way over because obviously the engine's in the front and it's heavy.
Yeah.
And it went over. He went over the front, landed on his side, and then the tractor landed on him. Basically crushed him down into the dirt. he was hurting. At the end of the race, he could barely walk. He's like, I might have broke a hip. He's like, this is really bad.
Oh, yeah. But cool, what'd you do, bro? Oh, I was on guard tractor.
I was riding my mower. Oh,
Funny,
like
but not.
the Cub Cadet he was racing has like hydraulic steering and all kinds of stuff.
Dang.
Pretty
Does those have
wild.
like? Do some of those have like 4-wheel drive now? Those little ones, or is that just
Uh,
on stuff?
no, some of them do, but none of them that were there did.
Those usually cost more than $100.
Yeah. Nobody's broke the decks off of those yet. So yeah, it's a good time though, man. The most fun you can have for $100. That's about the best way to describe it. But did you die? No, you didn't die, thankfully. Close, but no. I said this to the chat while you were going to look for panhard mounts, but I changed the fan in my laptop.
Oh no, I heard.
Oh, did you?
That was exciting.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, I wasn't super stoked about tearing a MacBook apart, but it really wasn't that bad.
Look at that V1 leaf spring mounts.
Those are V0.
Angle aluminum.
Yeah,
I remember
those
when
are
I made
V0s.
this. Remember when I made this? Where'd you get the leaf spring mounts for Traxxas axles?
My brain.
Good thing I didn't tell anybody because Traxxas probably would have sent me a letter.
Yeah, you would have got a cease and desist from Traxxas for sure.
We're gonna come out with that in 10 years.
Yeah.
Stop what you're doing.
Watching them drive over the top of the car was great. So the car, yeah, there was a Ford Taurus or whatever the Mercury version of a Ford Taurus. Bought a third buried in the dirt with a ramp up the front of it and a ramp down the back of it, and then they put 2x6s from the floor to the roof to try to keep the roof from crushing and breaking the rear window. that leaves a mustache, bro.
It is.
It's a handlebar mustache.
There we go, baby. I think I'm gonna do that this week. I'm gonna follow that and then follow that contour with the race.
You should. It won't be silly at all.
They're like, what is
Mercury?
that? I'm calling this the leaf.
Mercury Topaz. No, that was the Escort, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was the?
It's not a Grand Marquis because that was a Crown Vic.
No.
Taurus and Sable. No, that was the Mercury Sable. Is it a Sable?
So they had the boxy Sable. I think you're thinking of, but I think the newer one was that.
Yeah, whatever it was.
There's a computer
Anyway,
right here.
Tempo. No.
Guess.
Yeah. Tempo and Topaz were the same. It might be a Sable. At any rate, the tractors going over top of that was cool. By far the hardest obstacle of the whole thing was the loose tires laying flat on the ground. We ended up having to take like half of the tires out of the pile because just literally no one was making it through. So it was going to be an issue the whole time. Do you have extra leaf springs for that?
Yeah, I have like a ton of leaf springs. Are you kidding me? Yeah,
I figured you did.
I think I'm gonna draw up the little shock mount I'm gonna have on these things.
You know, it's funny, spinning this fan, it doesn't make any noise. I don't know why it was making noise in the computer.
Dude,
I mean, maybe I'm not spinning it fast enough, clearly, but
the drive shaft on that is like it's like a milled cylinder.
it's seen some rocks.
Yeah, that used to be the black Shapeways tracks the skid.
Yeah. It's wild that like Shapeways always and still did dye their parts, but the place that we're using now, they're solid black or
Yeah,
solid gray, which is definitely better.
yeah. That's why they went out of business.
Yeah.
Doing that kind of
Just
shenanigans.
just put a 3S lipo to the fan. It doesn't have regular power wires.
Just
Yeah, I
touch
pulled
it
I
in
pulled
random
it pulled
spots
it apart. It
with the
looks
power.
cool. Look, the fan blades look cool on this. Hopefully this was the junk one, not the because I ordered a pair of fans and I just didn't change the other one yet. So hopefully this was actually the junk one and not the other new one. But judging by the fact that there's dust inside of it, I'm gonna say that it was the old one. So there's a common, a U, a V, and a W pad, but
That's
there's
some
only two.
Silicon Valley stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's just a little outrunner motor, huh? It's just a little revolver.
Hey, just send out to John and see if he can rebuild it for you.
Yeah, John, what's wrong with this?
some some BS, man. This ain't
I
cool.
wonder if I wonder if I hook it up to my Crawlmaster HV, if it'll function.
Yeah, stick it on 120 volt. He always says volt up, gear down, right?
Yeah, I mean 16 volts is fine, right?
Oh, I'll stick at 120.
I mean, I gotta hold on to this thing somehow. I don't really want to.
Stick it on a pencil.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's just a tiny little outrunner motor. That's wild. I want to get it out of there now.
Ah, curiosity's kicking in.
It is, but I don't want to destroy the fan blades because it looks cool. Huh. I wonder what voltage they actually put to these in the MacBooks. I'm sure there's somewhere you can find that information. Oh no, I just broke a blade.
All
Fart
right,
knockers.
all right. Let's break it now. Let's mess with this thing.
Mm.
Hey, you
I
should
was
look
like,
that up.
oh, the blades are flexible. Snap.
You should make a hub adapter and put that on a crawler.
Yeah. Dual motor trans. All right, I'm breaking it out of there now because I broke a blade off. So, MacBook, speaking of, I got a notification on Fusion that as of like March, I'll have to have, X version of OS, which of course my MacBook isn't compatible with. So I've got to replace this thing by March if I want to continue using Fusion on this computer, which is quasi annoying because MacBooks are not the cheapest thing in the world. And aside from this fan issue, it has worked fine.
Dang, so they waited until you replaced the fan to send you the.
No, I got the notification about that before I did the fan, but I guess I'll just this MacBook will get demoted to router use only, and then my new MacBook won't have to get dusty like this one does. Get carbon fiber dust and G10 dust inside of it at all times.
Yeah. Carbon's conductive.
Yeah, it's good for it. It helps keeps the circuits flowing. I blow it off every day or wipe it off every day, one of the two, but it still gets stuff inside of it. Can't avoid that.
Don't do that in Texas.
Your truck has a gangster lean, Theron says.
Yeah, I took the leaf off, player. It'd have a crazy lean if I had no little track bar on there.
Or shock.
Yeah,
Those shocks probably don't have any oil in them anymore either.
no, I don't think they ever did. Well, I mean, they might have, right, for like the first 3 minutes. Honestly, these shocks probably leaked out inside of my real truck while I was on the way to go use this truck.
Yeah, that's
how those little
like
matured shocks look.
like these Amazon Pricey's knockoffs or whatever these are, whatever you want to call them. They do not hold oil. You have to grease these. They don't work worth a shit. They control travel and that's it.
They you get what you pay for was what fits in.
Yeah, unfortunately, like the pricey shocks are pricey. And like, man, they definitely work better than the $20 Amazon ones, but like I'm not sure that I like them. I mean, I like them, they function well, but I think I like my traditional shocks better. I like the look of the Priceys on the buggy much better. The look fits way better. But the function I think I prefer is external spring, traditional style crawler shock instead. But they look great. They fit the part for sure.
What
Just
do you have
not
to
quite.
run Pro Mod?
What's that?
What are they running on the Pro Mods?
I am running a set of deluxe shocks, drive techs on it. Josh is running a set of Priceys on his. A lot of the guys are running Priceys, but I'm gonna stick to a traditional shock on the Pro Mod for now.
I totally forgot until you just said deluxe shocks. What do you think about those little cups?
I do.
I think
I've always wondered.
Saturated market, if I remember right.
Yeah, but I've always wondered why nobody puts slots in them because changing springs is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. That was my thing. I was like, man, I just want to pull this off, and then honestly, I see it from manufacturing perspective, the aluminum cups, because they're just like lathed or whatever. You don't like you'd have to rechuck those little caps up to mill that slot, or something of that sort.
Not if you have one of these machines behind you that also mills.
But yeah, that's like the stock one. Yeah. I was bored, and I was hanging out with a local buddy of mine, Jonathan, and he doesn't have deluxe shocks he's messing with, but the dimensions he gave me for lower cups was similar enough to where I was like, I think that can work for both. So anyway, that's why I threw these up.
Yep, and you can change the preload on them, or you can use the O-rings if you wanted to, but
yeah, and that's actually what I did. I had like a 50. I don't know. I had this like 3 mil higher on this other shock cup, and then this is 3 mil higher than that factory or the stock deluxe one. So
yeah. I think I've got probably 100 of the fucking O-rings that Deluxe sends with the shocks for preload adjustment. I just keep putting them in a bigger bag. Like every time I order a set of 4 shocks, they come bagged up. I just throw that bag in the big bag, and it's like ballooning now. Like I should probably just take all the extra bags out and dump them all the O-rings into one bag. Or realistically, I could probably throw all the fucking O-rings away because I'm not going to use them.
You're using my advice now. I
like
throw stuff away. Crap. What were? Oh, the ESC I got from Team Driver Bobby that has weird JST ends on them that I'm calling him out for. I was looking at my electronic little bin for JSTs, and I was like, dude, there's wires and stuff on here I have not messed with in probably 10 years. I was like, I just need to just take this bin and dump it in the trash. I was like, why am I holding on to this stuff? I just happened to look up on Amazon JSTs. You can get a 360 piece JST for $9.80, and I was like, dude, I'm over here like ransacking these things that I've had for like a decade. What am I doing?
Yes. So one thing that I've been doing lately is, everybody makes fun of you for not saving hardware, reusing hardware, or whatever. You know what? By the time I dig through all my hardware to find something that'll work, not RC related, just power sports, one-to-one crawlers, whatever. By the time I dig through and find a bolt and a nut that match that are going to work for what I need, I could have just damn gone and bought it, and not had to store it or move it. However, the JST and servo wire kit that's like stupid cheap, this is worth its weight in gold. It's got all the JSTs, it's got all the servo plugs, it's got heat shrink, it's got multiple feet of servo wire, 22 gauge, and it's like flexible, it's like softer housing wire.
Yeah.
These buggies, hiding electronics in these buggies is impossible if you have extra wire. So making the wires the proper length is key on this stuff. I have lost SCX-10-2 shock cup on the trail. Well, I would say that your shock travel was longer than your spring travel. You probably had the preload adjuster all the way at the top of the shock, and that allowed the preload cup to come off of the rod end and slide out. So,
yeah, that is something I took into consideration, but that was like the reason I generated too, was it wasn't set up properly.
yeah, if you're at full extension, if the spring can move up and down on the shock without any load on it, it's not set up right.
Yeah.
It's you need to run the preload adjusters down at least to where there's no play in the spring when it's fully extended.
But I would love to lose a cup that I have a dozen of versus lose the spring. I mean, you're never going to lose the spring unless the rod end comes off with it. So
yeah, the spring will always stay. So at any rate, it's 9:03 now. I haven't been home yet. I haven't eaten dinner, so I'm ready for dinner.
Dude, yeah, same.
Time to get the flock out of here for the day.
Maybe next week we'll talk about these frames I got over here.
Okay, that'll give me time to put one together too. So
yeah, I think we had a couple little things to discuss on how we're gonna distribute. I had a couple ideas, but I'll get with you after this.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Next week, I think we can maybe let the cat out of the bag. Everyone in Oklahoma and Missouri is like, dude, we've already been seeing this for months.
For a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with us on another Monday evening, and we will hit you on the next Monday.
My hand's dirty. Toyota, dude. Old Toyota.
Right? Always
dirty
leaking oil.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't even have oil, but it does.
Right.
Some shocks.
Anyway,
Thanks for joining.
Later, everybody.